duct tape
So we're
it.
trying.
Zach's like, it fits in with the neighborhood.
Shut up.
I know. I said, I just need a gunshot through my face and it'll be perfect.
Yeah.
So I know it looks like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang right now. It's just about as good as it's going to get for a hot second.
It's a big sign though. Like, look how big that is. Look how big that is.
Deb, I'm sorry if we're not everything you've ever wanted it to be. But that was getting old and I'd rather have our faces on here.
We like to light up our signs at night, and a lot of people don't do that. Our for sale signs in front of our houses. A lot of the streets that we have houses on don't have that many lights, and we try to light up the signs just so everyone can see our names. And the signs are actually really big. They're not like the small generic realtor ones that have no faces on them and no branding on them. Ours are like the biggest signs we could have possibly gotten. Took 5 times to actually get the right ones that we wanted. And we have the biggest ones and we have our faces on them, which helps a lot because you never know, people might call us to sell their next home.
And in every business with sales, it starts with creating the opportunity for the client. It has nothing to do with the product, it has everything to do with the experience. And if we can provide them the 5-star experience at the end of the day, then we've done our jobs correctly. In our experience, 2 is better than 1. People will trust a unit versus somebody that is just going to do what they say they're going to do.
Let's say we have a house for sale and the buyers don't think it's worth what we're asking. We advise the realtors over the phone to take them through the house again to show them why it's worth that price. Because let's say they lowball the offer. We want to know why they're lowballing that offer as far as where they're coming up with that number.
Real estate is all emotion. If people don't love what they're in, they're not experiencing the joy of it all, then you're not doing your job correctly. And I think that's the biggest problem that I see is that people will unlock doors, but they don't actually sell. They leave it up to that client to decide, which that's fine. But if you let them decide to the point where they're talking themselves out of it, then that's where you're screwing up, because you have to go in there and show them the features and benefits and find reasons why to make it work. My biggest motto is find ways to make it work. If it does not work, then you're not doing your job correctly on every deal that you do. And so for us to go in there and do what we do, show it our way, get the senses involved, the emotions. You know, the other day we walked into a house. Some people turn on music. I didn't want music. I wanted the doors open so they can hear the wind chimes with the wind blowing outside by the lake. People fall in love with that. People want to experience the senses, right? You get them to go into a house, they smell like it's home to them. You know, when you're quizzing somebody, especially a buyer, you find out what makes it home for them. What is going to make it so that when they walk into an establishment or a dwelling, that they open that door and the first thing to hit them is home. And that's our job.
We know how to do everything as far as negotiations. We know how to do comps very well. We just sold our only one in 15 days. 15 days, and a lot of people say, oh, you can't sell anything in this area around 300, it's gonna stay stale. And that wasn't the case. We sold in 15 days. We had about, I think, 15 showings through 2 weeks. We had 10 showings over the first weekend, and we knew it was gonna sell because there was nothing else on the market in that area. There was basically the only one comp that we had.
People don't like boring people. If you sit there and you just say, here's a house, it's boring. The experience is just, it's mundane. Nobody's gonna remember you. I'm all about making sure somebody says, yeah, they remember this name, they remember our name because we did it differently. We don't look the same, we don't dress the same, we don't talk the same, we don't act the same as every other realtor out on the block, and that is what's beneficial to our team, and that's our brand. And people have realized that our aggressive youth benefits us in the long run.